Hey, my mates. Okay, just a bit of functional stuff that I want you to do in the upcoming days. So, what are we trying to do, right? Obviously, we're trying to sequence this thing. We're trying to turn. I mean, yes, it's shoulder plane. Okay, so we're looking at shoulder plane at the top and posture at the bottom. Okay, basically, we're trying to turn on our angles. Okay, so on the original tilt of the body, we're trying to turn and return on that angle, and then obviously maximize that sequencing. All right. So we look at it differently sometimes with driver versus the irons and stuff like that, but that's essentially what we're trying to do, right? So we're trying to make this as efficient and as neat as possible, okay, without unnecessary changes in body angle. Okay. The trick obviously is that those things happen within rotation, and then obviously there's some hands and arms which make it seem difficult. It is difficult. Okay. Anyway, functional stuff, right? So we've got a little sort of pivot sequence we're going to work on here, right? So first thing we want to do is isolate the shoulders. So I would like you to do it with a club. Obviously, we've done our helicopters before. I want you to do it with a club if you can. If you can do it looking at a golf ball, I think that's also better, but otherwise just pick a spot, right? So what we're going to do, nice setup. Okay, set up your forward bend or your tilt. Okay. Get this club right up on the top of the shoulders, okay? And then we're trying to turn this shoulders on the correct angle, okay? Which is behind the golf ball, as in if I'm heading that way, behind the golf ball, okay? And about a foot or so outside the ball, okay? So, good setup, ball position, posture, okay? And I'm trying to put that right up on top of my shoulders and I'm trying to turn there, behind the golf ball, and a foot outside. Okay, so that's what we're trying to turn. All right, and then we turn on the same angle through. So if I were to drop that, or if it was the other way around, which doesn't matter really. There. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. Sorry about that. Okay, over the top, nice and high. Turn behind it on the correct angle. Where's that pointing? Turn through. Okay, cool. All right, so just do a few of those. Right, then we're going to go into the hips. Because obviously, I haven't touched on it hugely, but some of it is the knees. We touched on that a little bit 2 weeks ago. But if the hips stay in their orientation, then it's much easier to stay in there, right? But obviously, they still have to turn. We're trying to maximize the sequence, right? So, hips also work on a slight tilt. Okay, so club across your belt line, face square, right hand behind the club face, in your tilt, little turn, and then turn the right hip and the club down towards the golf ball. Okay, so not that. See how that opens the face? Okay, that's how the shoulders work, that's how the hips work. Okay, then we're going to take that, okay, and we're going to add, so do like sort of 10 shoulders, 10 hips. Then we're going to take that, we're going to add a little step. Okay, nice setup distance from the ball. For the step, the club is going to be on the shoulders. Okay, there. Then we're going to pull this foot back. All right, now we're going to turn down behind the golf ball. Check my angle. Step across. Check my angle. And through. Okay? Okay? 10 of those. All right? And then the last 10, we're going to now add in some sequencing. Okay? So instead of stepping, we're going to press slightly. Okay? But we're going to turn, press. So you see now how when we turn behind, obviously down and behind. Now when we press, this comes almost on top of the golf. It's a little bit behind, but almost on top. Okay, but on the same angle, right? All right, and then from here, it's all about the left hip. And we're going to try and separate the body, right? Turn, shift, left hip. Turn, shift, left hip. Okay, so learn the correct angle of the movement. First shoulders, then hip. Okay, then add in the weight shift, that's the step, then add in the sequence, the separation of the lower from the upper body. And that's the correct order of events anyway. Okay, so it's exactly what we're trying to do. So do sort of 10, 10, 10, 10. That's a nice little set to do. Okay, so do your best. If you want to send me a video of you doing it, go for it. Okay, but let's do a lot of that if we can. All right. Obviously, if you can't use the club, that's fine. Do your best, but go through the same thing again. Okay, correct angle of the shoulder pivot, correct angle of the hip pivot, then add the weight shift, then add the separation of the lower body from the upper body. Okay, you can't actually do it with anything, to be honest, but that's the order we want to learn it in. Okay, exactly what we're trying to do in our golf swing, which is good. All right, have fun with it. I know you will. I know you like this stuff. I really love this stuff. Okay, and let me know how it goes and if you need anything. All right, talk to you later.